Hi, this is Nelson Ranch. I just want to talk about the upcoming Scorpio Cup. Oh man, it's been pretty brutal. I've actually tried to raise a lot of different characters because I was getting tired. Um, so this is by date. This is the latest. So I worked on Palmer. You know, fair amount. Palmer. These are characters that I've left standing. I also worked on Doto, Oguri Cup. I tried El Condor Pasa, Fuji Kiseki. This one was for stadium build, so this is Rice Shower as well. Um, she has a bonus to stamina and guts. I tried to get her guts really high, but her power was not good. So I basically need to use how to factors to bump this up. This is a Tachyon, but this is a debuff Tachyon with a Monopolizer. Debuff slash Ace. I worked on Brian as well, etc. So I worked on a lot of characters. I worked on Tamachan, of course. And in the end, I've more or less come to the conclusion that I'm going to send out Palmer. I'm still working on Palmer, so it's still not over. We're going to work on Palmer, or I'm going to work on Palmer. I'm going to send out this Oguri, UG6, as a leader. This is a leader Oguri. And the reason I'm going to send her out is because she has 2 gold recoveries and her unique skill has a recovery component. So this is actually 5.5%. This is 5.5%, at least they say. This is 1.5 and this is 1.5, so that's 5.5. It's 11 plus 1.5 times 2, that's 14. Plus this is 3.5, so that's 14.5% health recovery. And with 895 stamina and 725 guts, this Oguri can basically withstand up to 3 gold debuffs. So even if I face a team where they send out 2 debuffers, stamina debuffers, this Oguri can run. So I'm going to send her out. I'm going to send this Meisho Doto out. This Doto has 1 gold recovery and 1 recovery from, what's her name? Super Creek. This is 5.5, this is 3.5, and together that's roughly 9. And so she can actually withstand 1 gold debuff. So if there's a debuffer out there, like, I don't know, Mejiro Dober, she can withstand that 1 gold debuff and still run the whole thing. So this is a UG9 Doto. And I was initially making a Palmer that, where'd she go? Here. That had high stamina, and I was aiming to get 3 gold recoveries. So, so 1, 2, 3 gold recoveries, and that would be withstanding a lot of debuffs, and in case that this oonige has to compete with another oonige, she can run the thing. But it's pretty much impossible. You just can't get enough stamina. Like, I mean, I tried, 2 speed, 2 stamina, 1 hello, 1 intelligence to do this. This is the best I could do of the various tries I had. It's still not good enough. I mean, it makes me want to despair, but as I said, I really want to send out Palmer, so I'm going to send her out come hell or high water. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a Palmer that's got 1 gold recovery. And if she can run it, that's great. If she can't run it, so be it. I'm going to try and jack up her speed and power and intelligence high and not worry so much about stamina and guts with this new type of Palmer. So I'm actually going to take that off. So, this Oguri, it's got that because it's got 3 speed. This Doto, and a candidate from here. I thought Fujikiseki would be interesting character to run. This is supposed to be very fast, but this rarely goes off. It doesn't go off that often, so I'm not going to use her. And I wanted to use Tamachan as well, but you know, I need a character that can withstand a lot of debuffs, and so it's going to be either this Oguri cap or I also worked on Super Creek. Where's Creek? Oh, there she is. So this is Yuji 8 Creek that has two... No, wait, that's not that creek. Where's the other creek? Huh? Oh, here it is. This is the Yuji 6 Creek that has, you know, Purity of Heart. If this goes off, then, you know, she can actually withstand also 2 gold debuffs. But she can't withstand 3 gold debuffs. So if she can't withstand 3 gold debuffs, then I'm going to have to send out her. If I could make a Super Creek that can withstand 3 gold debuffs, then I would probably send her out, but I just I don't know what to do. I mean, I suppose instead of using I could use what's her name, Mejiro Arden. I get 2 gold recoveries, and then that will give me 2 gold recoveries plus Purity of Heart, and then that would be enough. Well, plus 1 more like Karuaka Step here, and that would be enough to get her to you know, like Oguri cap level of withstanding damage, debuffs. But I mean, I already made Oguri cap, so I'm busy, so I can't really do too much. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about is this. So you can actually do practice runs, and you choose the Elizabeth Cup because this is Kyoto 2200. You do 9 people, and this is in autumn, so spring, summer, autumn, winter. This is sunny, good condition, and this is, you know, best condition. Good condition, good turf conditions, and this is best condition for the characters. So I got 9 characters here, and I actually have a list that I've made already. It's on the bottom, so I pop this up. And this is a character list, whoops, that has 3 in the back, 3 chasers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 5 betweeners and 1 runner. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, but in case this does happen and there are no runners, so I'm going to switch Mejiro Palmer with, say, Fujikiseki here. What's going to happen is there's 0 runners now. So I'm going to show it to you. 0 runners here. Okay. And what's going to happen is that when there are 0 runners, I'm going to make this go fast. When there are 0 runners, the front doesn't actually open up that much, and the people in the back, the chasers and the betuners, actually catch up, and they're pretty close by the time you get to this line when the final stretch starts. And that allows the people in the back to have a good fighting chance. And this one, I think Tamamo's going to win. Yeah, Tamachan won this one. But what you just saw is that the people in the back have a much stronger chance, 3, 4, 5. So we can do this one more time. And these are all characters with mid-distance S, UG. They're all UG or above, so they're all good characters. Like, I went to the room matches and picked these people up, so I don't want to show their names, but so that one, a leader one. And here, once again, right, one of the leaders gets chosen to be the runner, and, you know, takes the lead. but it doesn't actually increase the lead that much. And because it doesn't increase the lead that much, the people in the back, the chasers and the betweeners, have a fighting chance. So Oguri went off. Let's see. So this is the final stretch. Oguri is taking off, and Yukino is catching up. Let's see. Oh, Yukino won. So 3 leaders. Yeah, the chasers didn't do as well this race. I'm I'm not getting the results I want. I want to show you the race in which a chaser wins. But I've done this like multiple times, and chasers tend to win a lot more when you actually do this. And I didn't find a Christmas Oguri cap that's got the mid-distance S, but if you have a Christmas Oguri cap that's a chaser, apparently they're super strong, and they essentially, win even if the leaders are really good. So here Fuji is now in the lead. Oh, not anymore. Who's in the lead? Tama-chan is in the lead. So Tama-chan might win. I don't know. We'll see. So here it is. The final stretch starts here. So will someone catch up? Oh, there she is. Meyer Vega. And I think Meyer Vega is going to win this. Yeah. So out of the 3 races that we just did, we had a chaser win. So chasers have a fighting chance if nobody sends out a runner. Now, I'm going to change this by flipping Fujikiki with a oonige runner. So this is Palmer. And if you throw in oonige Palmer, what you're going to see is that the race is going to be stretched out a lot, right? The oonige actually does like a ridiculous job. And when it stretches out like this, now betweeners and chasers have a lot harder time of catching up to the front, and the leaders have a much easier time, because oonige is not that strong this match. And the betweeners and chasers really get screwed. So I am now pretty much convinced that if you're going to send out if your ace is going to be a leader, Tama-chan's going to win this. Yeah, see it. Who was second? Vega's here. So I personally, I'm now convinced that if you're going to send out a leader as your ace, then you want a team composition where there's at least one runner or one oonige. And the runner or the oonige is going to stretch out the race, really elongate it. And by doing so, your leaders and, by some stroke of the luck, your runner is going to win. If your ace is going to be a chaser or a betweener, then what I would say is you don't want to send any runners at all, and you want to hope that nobody sends out a runner and that the race is going to be smushed. And if the race is smushed, then the betweeners and the chasers have a much better chance of winning. So it's a interesting situation, and it really does depend on who you face up against. Like if you have an ace that's a if your ace is a chaser, if your ace is a chaser, and you don't send out a runner, and you're hoping that nobody sends out a runner. Well, I mean, there's two other people playing the game, and if they send out a runner, well, then you're screwed. Well, I wouldn't say screwed, but your chances of getting to the top is actually a lot harder. Whereas, but who knows? Like, from what I understand, a lot of people kind of understand that runners are having a tough time because they only have one acceleration, and that acceleration is the Seiun Sky's acceleration. So odds are you're not going to see that many runners. I mean, as many as you saw before. Now, if you send out a team of 3 runners, then the 3 runners will actually compete against each other, and they'll have a much better chance of winning, I think. So that's another option. If you really like runners, then I would suggest going with a team of 3 runners with 1 oonige, or 3 runners so that they all compete against each other. And if you do that, then the line gets stretched out so much that the leaders can't actually catch up, and the runners will win. So the strategy is quite interesting. People will try many different things, and I hope you guys actually try it out as well. But one of the things that's available in the game is this practice thing. So you don't always have to do the room matches where you're fighting against real people. You can just go to the room matches, and what you can do is you can do this, and you can view. So let's see, here it is. There's someone, so you can actually go view. This is a Yukino Vision match, it looks like. And then you can look at the characters, and it's like, oh, this is a good character. You can just click on this button, and now this character is your racing partner, and you can actually use her in the races. So here's another one. So you don't actually play the match. You can just watch it, and it's like, this looks interesting. So this is a chaser Hishi Amazon. So although the speed is not as high as you'd hope. Oh, it's a mad Amazon. That's why. Well, let's take a look. So this is Dober. This also looks like mad. Wow, that's interesting. Well, here's Daiwas. I think I have a. Oh, here's a runner. Runner here. I think that's a oonige, right? It is. Oh, this is a debuff oonige. Okay, that's interesting concept. So you learn something new. This is Tokai Teo. This looks UF. Oh, and this is a. This doesn't have mid-distance S, but this is a. Yeah, this is a. Yep, debuff. Grass Wonder. Yeah, speed debuff. So. There you go. You get these characters, and then once you get these characters, whoa, not that one. Go to the practice. Do this. And then I'm just gonna get this list here, and then instead of Tamamo Cross, among the partners that I followed, could do. We'll do Hishi Amazon. Alright. So that's a lot of chasers now. And then instead of leaders, I've got. Wait, hang on one second. And then there she is, Bourbon. So we have 3 runners here. Let's take a look. So we loaded up with 4 chasers. So this should actually guarantee that one of the chasers will get the Ryan unique. Oh wait, debuff. This is not a room match, so what's gonna happen is the debuff is gonna basically hit everybody, not just not the 6 other characters, but good enough. All right, so we're halfway through. Okay, here we go.
Mejiro Palmer. どうでしょうこの展開。かかってしまっているかもしれません。息を入れるタイミングがあればいいですが。第4コーナーカーブ。馬娘たちがどう動くか目が離せません。
Ah, Bourbon didn't win against Palmer. That was that bad design. Also, there you go, the leader won. But if Bourbon had been number 1 when they entered the final stretch instead of my Palmer, right, things would have been different. So, you know, you need to make it so that you have 1 oonige and 2 runners that compete against each other. And the one oonige, like the Suzuka-san, that actually makes sense now, is a debuff Suzuka, so that she, you know, falls back, and then the 2 other runners, one of them actually hits the lead, and then gets to the front with the angling scheming. So, well, so you know, there are all these different ways you can play the game, and this is actually one of the more fun things about the game, I think, personally. You know, thinking about characters that you can use. But anyway, I've talked about this long enough. Oh, Suzuka-san again. So there you go. I'm sending out Doto, the Halloween version. I'm going to send out Chris's Oguri again, although I said earlier that I didn't want to send it, and I plan not to. And I'm going to send out Palmer. Palmer I'm going to send out no matter what. So there you go. The odds of her winning is so ridiculously slim. I don't know why. But, you know, I don't have that much time this particular championship meeting. I'm actually going to be traveling to Japan soon for Thanksgiving. So, you know, I got to get ready for that. And so I can't, you know, play the game that much. So if I can get something done quickly, I'll just go with that. So, such is life. All right. I will see you guys around. Have fun with the game, right? All right. Take it easy, guys.